All right. So let's go ahead and thank you for the heart me light aspect. Let's get to the let's get into the appropriation. So, as I mentioned, we're playing People Playground, a wonderful game for those who might not know. There is going to be some interesting things going on. So, let's go ahead and get going. And just making sure that it's actually working. All right. So, today I had the idea to, somebody mentioned about a while ago that there is a much better way to make a fast car. I tried to make a fast car out of, I made it using the ion thrusters. And somebody mentioned that there is a much better way to do it using propellers. Or a propeller and an industrial playground, or an industrial propeller? That one. So how do I feel about Melon Playground? I tried it. It didn't really particularly work super well. It's not as user-friendly as People Playground. That's just kind of how I see it. All right. So we're going to get some wheels. My computer, I have a 1060 Ti, or no, 3060 Ti, and a, what, 5800X for the processor. Yes, I'm streaming. I am. I'm doing it. Well, okay. So it is, you're right. It is a stretch to call People Playground user friendly, but when trying to do things in Melon Playground, trying to use your fingers on a tiny screen, it definitely does make People Playground seem user-friendly. Yes, I am trying to make the fastest car possible. So let's get an industrial generator. You can see all of the wonderful creations that I've made. Oh, okay. Let me see. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's not particularly children friendly, but it is definitely, yeah. Yes, so the pin keeps the wheels moving, and then it's going to go forwards. So we've got our generator. There we go. I'm sorry, I'm not... This is the first time streaming, and there are way more people than I honestly expected. So thank you for all of the gifts. I'm just trying to figure it out. So yeah, I did pin the wheels in place. Pin the wheels in place. Now we're going to get a stabilizer. And the industrial one, of course, because industrial is better, the industrial one works better. So we'll go ahead and turn that on. And then we have to get our seat for a perfectly willing volunteer. Chair. There we go. All right, so here's our chair for our perfectly willing volunteer. There we go. I hope that the notification stuff is popping up. I haven't been able to really check. It should be working. Is People Playground okay for 10-plus-year-olds? I would say probably not. However, that's probably about the age of people that are going to be playing it. So, yeah. If you there are ways to turn the settings down so that there are less bad things happening to people. But the point's still there, so yeah. All right. So we got all of this set up. So we'll make this indestructible. We will make this indestructible as well. And let's see, let's follow this. Okay. We'll get our generator going. Here we go. Our perfectly willing volunteer might not be too excited about this. Let's give him a seatbelt. We'll at least do that for him. All right. So now, let me see. If I slow down the game, let's go to like 20%. And then we will copy this. So let's slow it down, and now we're going to activate this, and our perfectly willing volunteer was essentially ripped to pieces, but we made it to the other side of the map pretty quick. It worked. So let's go ahead and shut that off. Yeah, this is kind of how most things go, in that they basically explode when I do too much stuff. And now there's just a fireball flying across the map, so that's exciting. So let's, I want to see kind of how this works on a humongous map. Yes, I do need the speedometer. That would certainly make it work a little bit better, and that's actually what I'm gonna do. So we'll go ahead and do that, and then we're gonna switch over to the humongous map to give it a little bit more room. If something doesn't explode, it isn't working. I like that. That is, yeah. Disable some collisions. It's probably not the worst idea. I could probably do it on that metal bar. Let's see. So here's this, and then we should have speedometer. So we'll stick that right there. What mods do I recommend? There are really a ton of them. I'll go through my kind of list of stuff that I have in a second here. But I am very curious as to how fast this thing is actually going. So let's go ahead and copy this. Yeah, basically go on the workshop and check them out. Figure out most of the ones. If you go to the history in the workshop and you pick the most downloaded ones, you'll get a much better list, because most of the time the front page of the workshop is like stuff that semi-recently came out, so it's not usually quite as, I don't know, polished or that kind of stuff. Okay, so let's see how fast this goes on the humongous map. I copied it. We're good. Our perfectly willing volunteer was ripped to shreds. We're up to about 4,120 meters per second. That is quite good, I would say. think, I'm not sure, but I think that is pretty much the limit for either the game or the speedometer, and I'm not sure which. Yeah! And now we're spinning off into the distance. So, I would like to ask the perfectly willing audience, what do you want me to make? This is open to interpretation. So, while people are doing that, I will show off all of the mods, which there are a lot of them. So we're not going to go through all of them, but we are going to look at some of the ones that are kind of my favorite. The submarine speedometer on the rail cannon, that I will do. The submarine, I'm going to hold off on that for a little bit. I'm going to give it like a week because that just happened. And yeah, the luxury electric chair, that I can do. Yeah. Torture chamber, I don't like to do that kind of stuff. I like to stay in the good graces of TikTok. It may not be good, but yeah. So some of my favorites are the Terraria AI. This is really cool. It spawns Terraria stuff, and yeah, perfectly volunteer house. I like that. That might be a video for the future. Make a plane, make a fast. See, I would do that if I didn't just make the car. Actually, you know what? I might still do that. So, tower that can self-destruct, submarine, luxury electric chair. Okay. Yeah, like I said, the submarine thing, it just happened, so I'm going to hold off on that for a little bit. Yeah. I will do that in the future, and there is a way to do that. I'm not sure if I can get it to do what happened, but yeah, we'll do it. We'll definitely do that in the future. Sorry, but, just to be just to be a little bit fair. So the mutation mod, that I have featured quite a bit. That is awesome. The regrowth mod, it works, but it's kind of wonky in how it works. Most of the syringe mods are super cool. They do some really interesting stuff. Yeah, the airtight box mod, that's what I'm talking about. Strange Playground is something that I really want to play, but it really, it makes a mess of things, and I don't want to do like strobe lights and that kind of stuff. So, yeah. Aw, that's awesome. Yeah, People Playground, it's a great game. It's very exciting. Egg 2 is surprisingly awesome. Prosthesis, I haven't really gotten that to work super well, but it seems like a cool mod. Let's see. The Zuckian Superhumans is pretty cool. That's pretty fun to play with, but it doesn't translate super well. Syringes Plus, the wind generator that thing is pretty cool. Let's see what else. The Polar's Bear syringe mods are really cool. They work really well. Tornado mod, I haven't really touched that. The Quantum mod, that one is pretty cool. I think the game is what, $10, 10 US dollars, or 15, something like that. It's not much, and for what it's worth, it's pretty cool. Let's see, configurable explosive. I need to try that out a little bit more. Probably quality of life items, just in having the speedometer alone makes it really cool. Nuclear Playground is extremely cool. It's semi-realistic, meaning that it's kind of realistic, but I wouldn't say that it's exactly realistic. Let's see. Skittle syringe mod, that's a good one. Functioning armor, that actually works. And the household mod, that gives just a lot of cooler... It gives a lot of cooler items that you have around. So, so we'll do some mutation mod in a little bit. Right now, I'm gonna do the premium electric chair. So, of course, we have to have this beautiful, comfortable seat. We have to have our perfectly willing volunteer. Get you to sit down, take a lovely little seat there. And I feel like the premium part, it should fly. So we're gonna put you on, let's do a this. What is this? The thruster bed. That feels premium. How many hours do I have in the game? I think it's about 600, which is really not as many as you would think. Thank you everybody for the roses. I greatly appreciate that. That is awesome. So there we go. We have our lovely little bed here. And then, let me see. Obviously it needs to be an industrial generator slapped in here. There we go. Disable collision. The guillotine, I don't know if that would really work. I could probably figure out a way to do it. Yeah. Let's see, let's do this so that it actually goes where I want it to. Transformer, do you mean like robots in disguise? I know, industrial appropriation is live. Here we are, we're doing it. See, I shouldn't have, but I have a good idea, right? And let's see. I want to do it so that when it gets to the top, it's gonna hit the top. So we'll have the shock detector, and then that's going to send our perfectly willing volunteer the lovely shock that he deserves. So let me see. Can we just do it? Let's do like a piston. So we're gonna do a small piston here, and then we'll expand it, and then we'll do that. So yeah, we are just strapping a ton of stuff to this thruster bed, and basically gonna call it good. So let's get a metal bar. Let's shrink that down a little bit. There we go. So I didn't really, because I didn't advertise this at all, I'm incredibly excited about how many people showed up for this. When did I start playing? A couple years ago, probably like 5 years ago for this game. Yeah, I can electrify the piston head, but I feel like this makes it a little bit easier? I don't know. So we're gonna do this. Thank you for the roses. Clean soap TF2. Okay. So we're going to disable, no, yes, we have that. And then we're going to make that indestructible, make this indestructible, and then we need to do this over to here so that when we get to the top, it's gonna work. So the real question is, did I turn this? Yes, that is on now. Okay. So I still don't entirely understand the game, I'll be completely honest. I really just kind of worked it out as I was going along. There's a ton of stuff that's available for like how to do stuff and that kind of stuff. So let me copy this so that we can have it for later, and I'll even save it. This is the premium electric chair. This should work. You're right, it should work. Is it going to work? That's the question. So let's, okay, so the answer is no, it's not really working. Let's see, let's get some, if I put some of these, we'll do that. We'll do one over there, and we'll do another one over here. So, if we attach these like this, and then we'll attach this like that. Yeah, I should probably make some things weightless, or the other option is I give it more thrust, and I think this is going to work out pretty well. I don't think that there was a rigid cable connecting it to the background because it was moving a little bit side to side. So, all right, let's see. See, we can move it back and forth. So if we do, here, let's save that. So now we should be able to activate these, and there we go. Look at that. So now once we reach the top, well, the piston kind of decimated our perfectly willing volunteer. And we're gonna have to do that again in slow motion because it just kind of obliterated everything. Hi, Brando. How you doing? Okay, so we've got that going. All right. So we're gonna do that. And then as we approach the top, like this, oh, no, still didn't make it. All right, we're gonna have to do it one more time. Yes, you do have permission to make a version of this. I'll probably put this up on the Steam Workshop as well, because this thing's actually kind of cool. Oh, okay, so our perfectly willing volunteer touched the, he kind of touched everything a little bit early, but I would have to say that this right here, this is a premium experience. You know, smashed into the lights. Oh man, that's premium. I think at this point everything is too hot. Let's give him a slightly better neck support. So, we'll give him neck support so that he doesn't just bend forward into this. I like the you know what, it's probably just a good idea to just do that, and then we'll follow this chair. All right, there we go. So we'll follow that, and now when we activate this, everything should work. All right, look at that. We're taking off, and now once we reach the top, not only will you be smashed, you'll be punched by the piston, and you'll also be electrocuted. Now That is service with a smile. I should... Oh, everything exploded. You gotta love it. Oh, it's beautiful. Absolutely magnificent. Combine every gun into a cannon. Alright, what did Brandon... What did you say? What did you do? Okay. The true premium experience. Absolutely. What was it? Combine everything into a cannon. So this is probably going to be a little bit disappointing. Oh, I should probably turn that off. A premium cannon. That I can get behind. Not everybody heard it. I will do the sub eventually. Just not so shortly after it happened. I feel like that's in a little bit bad taste. So, yeah. Make a microwave oven. That, yeah, I could do that. You know, alright. We're going to... Yeah, we're going to continue putting everything down. And then we're just going to put it all into a single cannon, and we're going to shoot it all out of the cannon at some perfectly willing volunteers. And just see what happens. This isn't ridiculous at all. Well, things are not happy. I think I touched something and it blew up. That's okay. Okay, here we go. So now, let's get some I-beams that'll contain everything relatively. So we've got that there, and then we'll do this one over here. And one thing that I will share is that it seems to work best when you're touching things and it is paused. So there we go. All right, so now we'll take our slightly oversized cannon and we'll fill it, let's fill it with this plastic stuff, because that's the good stuff. I do have a a PC that can mostly handle some bigger things that happen in the game. It's not perfect, but it does work. So let's grab our pile of junk one at a time, and we'll kind of put it in there like that. We'll grab this little PPSH that decided it didn't want to go in. And I think the easiest way to do this is probably just to select everything and activate it all at once. Have I ever played Teardown? Yes, I have, and that is a plan for the future. That I'll do that. I'll make some more videos on that. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to slow down time. We're going to activate everything. So everything is now shooting, and now we just kind of blew everything everywhere. There we go. Yeah, Teardown is a very fun game. Part of the reason that I haven't done it very much previously is because I didn't have a very good computer. So trying to record stuff that shoots in first person, it doesn't really work super great. So yeah. What mods do I use? I went through most of them that I recommend, and you'll see it on the video that comes out for this. I should be having that. That should work. Okay, so we made the cannon that shoots everything, and I forgot to copy it because I'm silly. Have a good day, Dylan. To make humane robots. I don't know about the best way to make robots, but you can't always use the androids, who are slightly human, ever so slightly. I have not tried the F-16 mod. I saw that this morning and I was intrigued, so we may have to check that out. Alright, so next idea that isn't a submarine. Let's see, what I was going to do was the speedometer on the industrial rail launcher. There we go. So the only issue that I've found that comes from this is that it doesn't work 100%. So, oh, our speedometer flew away. Whoops. So let's get that attached to our little arrow here. And then we're going to make the speedometer weightless so that we should actually get a good reading. So make that weightless. And then of course we have to have a perfectly willing volunteer. Downrange. So now if we follow the speedometer, we should be able to see how fast we go. So let's slow it down a little bit. There we go. And it's about 1,000 meters per second, which is kind of disappointing. However, it's still pretty interesting. Let's see. So, let's get some ideas for one more industrial creation while we're gonna play with the Terraria mod because it's kind of terrifying. Yeah, it just kind of eats people. Surface to air. So I've tried that previously. So like it turned into the industrial bouncer because it just kind of bounced people, and I can show that. So we ended up with basically this. I tried to catch people, and I tried to use the electromagnet. I tried to use the electromagnet to pull this I-beam down because I figured that would work. And what I didn't account for is that it just drops onto this beam and then it just bounces them off into the air. So instead of making an industrial catcher, I made a industrial bouncer, which is surprisingly fun to play with. It just flings them off into nowhere. For the Terraria thing, yes, if you do damage it enough, so like, I found out it takes a lot to actually hurt this thing. So just doing that. Oh, yep, there we go. So now it's got the mouth with the eye, and then if you actually want to kill it, it's still going. So it still eats people. And now it's even faster. So if we do, oh, I broke it. Repair that. Come on. There we go. There it is. Now it's finally been defeated. They are all perfectly willing participants. Everybody is a perfectly willing participant. Even you. Yes, you. You are perfectly willing because for some reason you guys are here. Satellite that has a giant laser. So somebody actually did that. Somebody made the mod with the satellite that has the giant laser. It's called the space laser or something, but I haven't tried that yet. It is pretty cool though. This thing, yeah, that's super cool. I know, 190, almost 200 people are here. When did that happen? What happened? The Orion mod, yes. Yeah, that thing's pretty cool. So let's try to make a perfectly willing jetpack. So we've done the miniguns before. What I'm interested in doing is will a 30 millimeter cannon work? Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Go ahead and put industrial everything wherever you want to put it. That's fine. That's all right. You too can make industrial inventions. I'm not too concerned with stuff like that. It's not like I have a copyright or anything. So we're gonna make a jetpack using the 30 millimeter cannons. So we'll go ahead and attach those lovely things right here. The Life Pack backpack. Yeah, that one's pretty funny. All right, so now we get a metronome, and we're gonna stick that up here. Of course, it's gonna be attached to our perfectly willing volunteers. Perfectly willing head. All right, so then we're gonna do activation wires to here and to there, and it's not gonna be quite fast enough, so 0.1, I think that should work. All right, so unlike the last time, I'm going to copy this so that that actually works. So now, if we follow this, slow down time a little bit. We should be working. Or do I want to? Yeah, I want to do it the other way. Instead of making it low, I want to make it high. So let's do like 100. So that should work, right? Okay. All right. Well, I broke the sound. Our jetpack, it actually works. It went straight up. This will never hurt the perfectly willing volunteers. Don't worry. It's all covered under the industrial protection plan. So here we go. Let's do this again, but let's do it in slow motion. So let's follow this, and then slow motion. There we go. And away we go. Look at that. It's great. Definitely broke the sound again, but, you know, it is what it is. You know, I could tie their legs together, but I feel like that's just part of the experience. Like, look, now his foot's gone. So, how much are your bills after creating non-absurd contraptions? High. Because of the absurd contraptions. Because I don't make non-absurd contraptions. It's great. It's great. I did show the mods that I use They will be on the video. This should go out as a normal video. I don't know how that works, but yeah, it should work. It should be on there. All right, let's see what else we can make as a silly little jetpack. Let's see. Industrial toilet paper. If I could, I would. That would be great. Now, the perfectly willing volunteers, right? They're not kept in a dungeon. They're kept in a lovely little place, right? They're definitely not kept at the bottom of an elevator well on the substructure map. That would just be ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I do still have that. So that is the mutation mod, and I do still have that, and that should be active. Here we go. Here's our lovely thing. This is the parasite. Why does it always go there? I promise I don't do it on purpose. It just happens. I did this the other day, and it just goes right there. There, that's better. Now, it doesn't work for some reason, unless it does. Oh, activate the upper body. Okay, that makes sense. So we'll get some perfectly willing volunteers as friends. And then, would you look at that? It... How did I miss that before? Unless that was just updated. That is terrifying. I think it did. I think somebody said that it got updated. Yum. Let's see. Now, something that I'm curious about. How does it react to androids? It doesn't. Oh, that kind of works. It just kind of explodes. All right, that makes sense. Those perfectly willing volunteers are no longer, well, they are available. They're just in the perfectly willing farm. That's where they go. They don't go to the dungeon. The dungeon's not real. It's the farm. It's okay. So for the doubling the mutation, you have to use the mutation thing, this one, the telomerase. That's going to continue the mutation growth afterwards. If it works. It may not work. Yeah, okay, so it doesn't work for that one. However, if we get something like the centipede, that should work for this. I believe that that is a real thing. However, I just can't pronounce it. You know what? That's a good idea. I should have done that. So, we've got our centipede. Ugh, which is creepy, but it just kind of turned into a ball of itself. There we go. Alright, so now if we use this should make him longer. It should. I think this might be one of the new ones though, so it might not work for that. Let's mix some of these. So let's do the sea urchin. I feel like that would be kind of interesting to see what happens. Oh, missed. Ah! There we go. Now it's gonna turn into a sea urchin that's also a centipede. Oh! And it exploded. That's, oh, Oh, there's two of them now. And they both exploded. And are crashing my computer. Alright, I'm going to stop that before everything dies. Let's see. The cannon. Ooh, that's interesting. You're right, it didn't explode, it imploded, but it almost exploded my computer. There we go. So I'm assuming that I should be able to activate, yep, upper body. So let's follow his head and see what happens. It got why is it getting so big? Okay. Alright, well that's pretty neat. So let's see how... what happened here? Oh, okay. So it shoots out, it grows another head, and then the old head explodes. Okay. Yep, that is a human cannon. That is super cool. Yes, this is the mutation mod. Mutation syringe mod. Yeah. Can I mix all of them into one human? So, I can mix a lot of them. However, I can't mix all of them because that will crash my computer and it will be unhappy. So, we're going to slowly add them until things start to look bad because I don't want to crash the stream. I feel like that would be unfortunate. So, we'll go ahead and we'll get this. So now you're a cannibal. And then we'll get this. And then that's going to turn in the cannibal into a cannon. So now it's a cannonable. Alright. And now we're going to turn it into a centaur. So everything, okay, so some stuff fell off, but we're still here. He's got two heads now, that's normal. Now we're gonna turn you into a centipede. A cannonball. Okay, and then we've got the daddy long leg. It's already slowing down. So I'm not sure how much... Okay. Alright. That... Yep. Number one, terrifying. Number two, I think... Oh, okay. Alright. We made it. We made it. We didn't crash the computer. Alright, we're good. Yeah. Best of luck if you actually mix all of those, because in the video that I did, where I mixed all of them, my computer just crashed. It took about 20 seconds and it just poof, gone. Spore mutation. Why is this leg? This leg is just sitting here. I don't know what's up with that. The 3D mod, yes I have. That's really cool. It works. It actually works. So the thing is, it doesn't actually take like a supercomputer to make this game work pretty well, but it does if you want to do some crazy stuff without crashing. Yeah. Daddy long legs. So I tried this out the other day, and the results are terrifying to this, because it just... I don't know what I did, but here we go. It just catches on fire, and it regrows so quickly, because any kind of drop is gonna hurt its legs, that it can't die. I can't kill the daddy long leg. Even with this, I don't think it'll work. Yeah, and everything just regrows. It doesn't attach back to its head, because I killed the head, but all of the limbs, they're just fine. They are just fine. It is terrifying. How do I play with less mods active? I do it because I like to take a look at one mod at a time. And while it's great that I have... So there are some that I like to have every time, but... or like all the time. But when I'm making a video about a specific one, I don't want it to have like negative, weird interactions with other ones. So, yeah. An acid story. You know what? That might potentially work. That might work. I doubt it, but it might. Okay, let's see. I don't... well, I got it there, but I think it worked. I don't think that it worked well. Yeah, it just keeps kicking it out, and it just doesn't like it. So, of course we gotta nuke it, because this is terrifying. Spiders are friends, but not this one. So not even a nuke really did anything to it. This is the mutation mod with a daddy long leg. Let's see, a fusion bomb. How does that go? Yep, still just fine. It's still a spider. It's just on fire. Let's see. So another option is, let's actually try the 120 with a metronome. Let's do like 20. So then we're gonna put that to there. And then we'll hold everything up, freeze that, activate that, unfreeze that. No, that's not gonna work. So we might just have to point it roughly at the spider. And there we go. Did it work? Actually, yeah, that worked out pretty well. And the lovely 120mm are just obliterating the rest of it. So that means that all that you need to kill spiders in your house is a 120mm cannon. That's all that you need. That's all. That's it. So let's grab a house and let's just see what happens when you put a 120mm with a metronome telling it to fire rapid fire. And let's see what happens to your house. So here we go. Oh. Well, your house disappeared. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, all right. So we've been going for about an hour now. And I would like to thank everybody for showing up. This was a ton of fun. I initially only meant to go for about 30, 40 minutes or so, but now somehow we ended up at an hour. So that's going to be it for today. I will be back, however. And thank you to everybody for contributing to the lawsuit fund for the industrial appropriation, mild lawsuits. There have been maybe a couple. Just a handful. yeah, sorry guys, but that's going to be it for today's stream. I will be back probably on Thursday, and Thursday I can go quite a bit longer. So, I'm sorry guys, the video is going to be back up, and I will be back in the future. So, everybody, I hope you enjoy the rest of your days.